All right, y'all. Welcome back and happy Wednesday. For those of y'all that missed me saying that on the video that came out earlier today, just breaking down some issues with Joey Aguilar with Tennessee's passing game. It does correlate to this video, so if y'all missed it, you want to go back and check that out. But we've been breaking down Tennessee versus Florida over the course of the week. It's now time for my keys to victory for Tennessee and a game prediction. And later on tonight, we will be going live for our midweek chat with Ruck from Straight Up Tennessee. Make sure to go check his channel out, Timmy G and J Pat. Just breaking down the game some more, but we mainly just want to get y'all's thoughts. So Florida fans, Tennessee fans, obviously, everybody's welcome. It doesn't matter what fan base. We would just love to hear from you. And we're also going to be taking a look at the first injury list that comes out tonight. I think is going to have some major implications on the outcome of this game either way, like based on who's on the list and also who's not on the list. But y'all please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and let's get started. So number one, man, I want to do like a quick recap and overview of Tennessee's offense versus Florida's defense, and same thing vice versa. So this is just pretty much how I see things. Mostly it's going to be from watching film, but also from looking at the stats, how things match up on paper. The only thing that's strictly on paper is with the talent. So Florida's defense is more talented than Tennessee's offense on paper. Scheme-wise, I give the edge to Tennessee for sure. We can do some excellent things. We all know that this is, well, like the number 2 offense in the country. It's tough to stop, especially when we're calling the right plays. Line of scrimmage, I think that this is a push, okay? Not to cop out there, but it could go either way. We'll see what happens. In the running game, I say that this is a push as well. There's some things that Tennessee's not as good at this season, or maybe it doesn't look as good as it did in previous years from like a stat standpoint. But even with watching some of the operations, there are some issues. And I think that Florida's run defense, it's pretty solid. They played up against some really good offenses. So as far as the passing game, I do give the edge to my Tennessee Volunteers, and in turnovers, of course, the edge goes to Florida. So with that recap, obviously y'all can see this is going to be a pretty close matchup. I mean, that's pretty much dead even down the middle. Now let's take a look at the other side, Tennessee's defense versus the Florida offense. Tennessee's defense is more talented. That's on paper. Scheme-wise, I would give the edge to Florida. Their offense, I've told y'all, man, in watching film, they have people open all the time. They can do some good things within their running game. So it's just about the execution, but I would say that their scheme does get the edge. Line of scrimmage, I'm giving the edge to the Florida offensive line. They got some big old dudes, and they do a really good job of getting movement, and their pass pro looks good as well. Plus, Tennessee's defensive line, I think that we could play with them. You know, I think that we could find success, but they just kind of like fell off for the past month. So will they come back in this game? That's going to be a huge part of it. As far as the run, I would say Tennessee has the edge here. I think that Tennessee's run defense can get it done in this game. Passing wise, I will give the edge to Florida's offense. And then as far as turnovers go, the edge definitely goes to Tennessee, who's the number 1 scoring defense in this conference. We need to generate turnovers, and hopefully we can score off of those. All right, so now these are my keys, man. I got 7 of them. We're going to go through this pretty quickly. Number 1 thing is just the team needs to keep it simple, right? Like, don't think too much about what everyone's saying, like us as fans, that, oh, we haven't won down in the swamp since 2003. Don't try to be a hero. Football, it's really simple. Play hard, play with maximum effort. It's going to be a hard-hitting game. Basic fundamental stuff, wrap up, and so on and so forth, right? Like, that is the number 1 thing. Don't overcomplicate it. Number 2, we got to win the line of scrimmage. Y'all saw it was a push for our offense versus their defense. And, I think that the Florida offensive line right now is probably better than Tennessee's defensive line. But we most definitely have got to keep Joey Aguilar clean, because they got some dudes up front. We have to be able to move them, because we have to be able to run the football. And then we have to get to DJ Lightway. We have to put pressure on him. He's not the same type of quarterback if you can get pressure on him. So will that all come back? And obviously, man, we got to be able to stop the run. So that takes us to number 3. The ball is gold. We have to take care of the football. That's my main concern in this game. I've said it all week long. If we don't do that, we don't have a chance to win, especially on the road in the swamp. Yada, yada, yada. All right, number 4 and number 5, we got to stick to the run, and we got to stop the run. Part of taking care of the football for us is going to be sticking to the run. Tennessee hasn't done that too much this season. I think that's a problem. We don't want the quarterback dropping back and throwing it too much. It's too easy. The pass rush can pin their ears back. The teams start to sit on all of your routes, and there's just no balance. We have to be balanced. Really, I think we need to be about 60% run to 40% pass. And obviously, man, if you let that Florida offense run the football, y'all, it's going to be a very long day. Like, they set up a lot of things off the run, and if they can gash us, there's no way to stop it. All right, so number 6, we have to attack the zone. So in the video that we put out earlier today, that's kind of like what we were talking about. Florida runs a lot of zone coverages, like deep zone coverages. And what Tennessee's done, let me actually show this to y'all. What Tennessee's done is just throwing way too many vertical routes here recently. So these are the routes that we've run for the first 8 games. Y'all see it's very balanced. Okay, all that looks good. But then at the Oklahoma game, 41% of the passes are going vertical. And it on a lot of the plays, which we showed y'all earlier, everything's going vertical. There's no real underneath stuff. Like, we've got to give our quarterback more underneath options because he can't hold on to the football forever. And teams, especially if they're playing deep coverages, who's going to be open when you're running a whole bunch of deep routes? So that has to get fixed. And then this is what we did last week versus New Mexico State. Very basic. We only ran 6 different routes. Of course, we did throw 2 picks in that game, but that tells me Tennessee's probably trying to hide some stuff for this Florida game. Now, I've said it before, I disagree with doing that, but it leads me to think that hopefully we have some things dialed up to, to actually attack this zone defense for Florida. Now, coming right back to this, we've got to stay on top in our coverages. This goes to our defense. I know a lot of folks want us to come play bump and run. Florida's wide receivers are just like outrageously fast. They can really run. I don't think this is a game that you want to do too much bump and run coverage unless you have safety help over the top. You've got to stay on top of the routes because they'll go like play action, send maybe 2 or 3 people out on routes, and they'll be 60 or 70 yards down the field. A lot of times folks stop covering them, but if we stay on top, we'll be fine. But if you stop covering them, Latway can throw that. Like, he finds those passes down the field. A lot of their like passing success has actually come on those types of plays. So we have to stay on top of all the routes. If Tennessee can do all these things, I feel confident that we can get the dub. All right, so this is how I see things playing out from like a stat perspective. This is not to be taken literally, okay? It tells y'all that down at the bottom. It's just kind of like based on averages. So just starting off with Tennessee, in the passing game, this is not what I want to happen. This is what I think will happen. I can see us dropping back to throw the football about 35 times, hitting on about 66% of those passes for 255 yards, throwing 2 interceptions. I think Tennessee comes out in this game being more probably about 60% pass to 40% run. I think that we're going to start off just humming. I think that things will be there. I think that the opening script is going to look great. But I do think that Florida's going to start to sit on what we're doing. I think with one, maybe turnover, interception, something like that, it could turn the tide, and we'll have to get back to the running game. And we're going to have to find a way to run the football when everyone knows that we're running it. So it might be a situation where Tennessee starts off with the lead, and we're now just trying to play keep away. I think that maybe is how the game's going to end up looking. So I do have us rushing the football 31 times, averaging about 5 yards per carry. As far as Florida, I've got them throwing it about 34 times, 65%, and hitting at about 235 yards. So I think that they're going to be able to operate pretty well. I think that they're going to hit on a couple of big plays down the field. And I think that this is going to be a pretty clean game for DJ Latway. I do have him throwing 1 interception, though. But I think that just ultimately, man, it's going to always come down to the running game. And I think that they're going to maybe get kind of pass happy the same way that Tennessee, I think, will to start the game off. For them, it might kind of be flipped some, but I see them running the football about 24 times, averaging about 4.6 yards per carry. I think Tennessee's going to do a pretty good job versus that running game for Florida. And then y'all can also see that I have Tennessee's defense forcing 2 fumbles, forcing and getting 2 fumbles. And then I have Florida's defense forcing and getting 1 fumble, probably coming off strip sacks, things like that. But at the end of the day, y'all, I do have Tennessee winning this football game. I think that we end the streak. I think that we turn things back in our favor, and it's going to be a big hurdle that we're getting over. Like I said, I don't want to say it to the players too much, but it's a big deal to us as fans. I think it's going to be a close one, though, right? So we're going to be doing the score on Saturday morning on the pregame show. Hopefully, y'all can join us for that. And make sure that y'all join us tonight for the midweek chat. It's going to start at about 7:30, all right? And y'all can leave y'all's thoughts down in this comment section, and make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We'll talk to y'all tonight. Thanks. Peace. Thanks for watching. And please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel because that keeps us growing inside of the YouTube algorithm. And if you did like this video, here's another one that you might also enjoy. Thank you. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.